Hi, good afternoon, everybody.
Hi.
Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to the Top 5 at 5. It is Sunday, and we are here to educate, entertain, and empower. And we have a lot coming up. We have a juicy, fresh guest that's coming on today. But before we go there, we want everybody to like and share, like and share. We love you to be involved in our program, and we want you to tell your friends about it. The good ones, the ugly ones, the fresh ones.
I don't have no ugly friends. None of my friends are ugly.
Well, I'm not gonna say any. I'm not gonna call any names, but you know, I love them all the same. Love everybody the same. How's everything going on with you guys this week?
Hey guys, hey guys, hey Spice. Hi, Spaffy, good to see you.
Hello.
Yes, it's good to be back. I missed you.
Welcome back, Colleen.
Welcome back, Colleen.
Yes. You know, when the winter allergies is busting your behind, you know, sometimes you got to just humble yourself and deal with it. And then sometimes so this Sunday is a fighting day, you know. Come on, allergies, let's go.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, Colleen. We missed you last week. I mean, we had a blast with our guest, but we definitely missed some Colleen in the mix.
Yes. We missed that, you know, but you guys rocked it out. You guys did your thing as usual. So
it was fun. It was
awesome.
fun. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. So what's hot? Because I had a couple of topics that were making me real hot this week. Not hot in a good way.
Uh-oh.
Why? Hot in terms of your president?
Hot and like angry and mad.
Hot under the collar. Like under the collar, like makes us hot under the collar.
Exactly.
I know what you mean.
You're wearing a very lovely collar today, I must say.
I am channeling. Yes. So today I'm channeling my inner RGB, the notorious RGB. So this, you know what? I've had this piece for a bit because I've been following this woman for quite some time. Mm-hmm. And so I had this piece and I literally just laid out on the table in my living room as like an ode, like just to say I'm a badass like RGB. At least I like to think I am. So I figured today I was gonna wear this in honor and in memory and in like you know a badass woman. So
definitely
Joe Bot today. I think it's called a Joe Bot. I think so. Yeah, JOBOT apparently.
So what do you think the impact of her loss is going to be?
I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be huge only because the current administration might try to push through another conservative nominee. So now the court would be super, and she was not uber liberal. You know, people like to think of her as a liberal justice, but I think, you know, she was like almost to the middle, not fully in the middle, but almost to the left of middle. Right. You guys agree that she wasn't that liberal?
I'm not too sure on her position in terms of liberal and stuff, but I know in terms of her push for women and women empowerment, that I'm definitely sure of.
Right, yeah.
She was, and so that's why for me, even as a young attorney, um, I'm always impacted by women who did this before me. I always am, because even as a young attorney, a Black attorney, an immigrant attorney, an attorney with natural hair, an attorney who has to go into these spaces in 2020, I still get the looks, I still get the challenges. So I'm always taken aback by the Sandra Day O'Connors, the Ruth Bader Ginsburgs, and these women were doing this back before I was born in the 70s. So I'm like, if she was arguing before the Supreme Court in the 70s on women's rights.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if she was not a loud, outspoken attorney. She's very somber, very subtle. So if she was doing it back in the 70s and doing it so boldly, and she went to law school as a mother. So when she went to law school at Cornell, she was a mom and a wife.
Yeah. And if you looked at the movie, you would see that her daughter was the one that pushed her, right? Because her husband was a lawyer too. And many times in the movie, it showed that, when she went out and they had little gatherings, the men were the one who had, center stage, and the ones that who spoke up. But the conversations that was happening, with her and her husband was the conversations that he was now, bringing to the table with the gentleman. So it's kind of like she was his, his source of information and guidance, in a sense, in his career. And her daughter was like, why would you not push your own self? You understand? And I think she felt as though, as a woman, she was failing her daughter. Because it's like, here you see me, you see your dad in this powerful position, and you are as smart, maybe smarter than he is. And you're not, pushing yourself to be in a position where you can create the change that you want to see. And I think that fueled her, to push and to be that badass that we talk about. Mind you, she was not even 5 feet. She was almost
small in stature. She's very small in stature.
Right? But she was in terms of pushing for women's rights and women's choice. And for me, like, that just takes the cake. I don't know how positioned in terms of liberal or where, but she's packing the punch in terms of wanting us to be more involved. And as you were saying, Deani, like, you're a lawyer and you have to think about where you are, your hair, how they're going to perceive you. Are they going to give you a chance? And basically, we always heard that it's like a man's world,
and it is, which it is, because
for that change.
It absolutely is. And if we even think of the role of Caribbean women, how we're always marginalized, even in the Caribbean, like, stay home, cook the dinner, take care of the kids, while the men are notorious for being the breadwinners. And so she will definitely be missed, to answer your question, Landy. She held out, I think, for as long as she possibly could, because she did not want this current administration to appoint another justice to the Supreme Court. So hats off to RGB, the notorious RGB.
So tell me this. She was saying women belong in all places where decisions are being made. It should be that we are the exception. It shouldn't be that we are the exception. And I'm just like, whoa.
But she's
tell me, Deani, how you feel about that? Like, the surge of just power in that quote.
So we have some people who are shouting us out, and I don't want anybody to feel left out. We have Lydia James, we had Geraldine.
Hi, Lydia.
Hi.
And I believe somebody called Amina. And
hi, Amina.
Hi, Amina. Thank you.
Hi, Mom.
Make sure you like and share our program today. It's going to be a great show. I have a point that I'd like to add about Mrs. RBG. So my thing, I admit that I don't know everything about her, but what I did hear, and this was months back, in listening to the news and things starting to move along for the elections and so forth, it was brought to my attention that everybody really wanted her to hang on and live until after the elections, and she happened to pass. And one of the key reasons for us needing her to hold on longer is because there's going to be a key the review, or they're going to be challenging the Healthcare Act, the right to have pre-existing health concerns and get their insurance covered under the Obama program. This is going to be challenged in like early November, and if we don't have any much people who are supportive to this idea, people are afraid that it might be dismissed or it's going to be changed drastically. That's going to affect all these people who now have health care. So this is really, really huge, and I'm afraid of what that impact is going to look like. The other piece that's really concerning to me is because, we have things that are more on the far conservative side, things like a woman's right to choose, what to do, abortion rights, all this stuff can really be affected. And the thing that's so, it's good and it's bad about the Supreme Court is that once you're on there, the person's on there for life. So what happens then affects my life and could affect the life of my children as they grow older. So this is really, really critical that people really vote and people really pay attention to everything that is going on right now. It's super, super important.
And think about it with Obama when he wanted to appoint a justice 10 months before the election. Now we have 40, how many days?
47 days. 47.
And they're already ready to put someone there. I think Mitch McConnell was pushing, and everybody's pretty much waiting to see what they're going to do, because remember, they gave Obama a very hard time. They were like, no, you have to wait. Everybody's now looking to see if they're going to wait.
No, they're not.
And I just think that we need to look at that, because if it's good for one, it should be good for the other in terms of following procedures the way it's supposed to be, following the law the way that the law was made, to be followed, and not just pulling stuff out of anywhere to just suit yourself, and really focus on what's going on in the country. Like, are you going to say no to people, with pre-existing conditions? Sometimes people don't even know if they're sick. You understand? So now you're going to tell me when you go to the doctor, they're going to turn you away. They're going to say, no, we're not going to see you because you don't have insurance. Then you're undermining the very same America that, home of the free, home of the brave, home of opportunity, all of these things. Then you're going to have to rename this whole country. It's
really huge. And it's a really big topic that I think that I mean, this could take a whole show in of itself. And I know that there's many other stuff that are hot out there that we need to read to this week. So like and share. And what's next?
Yes, register to vote. Yes, Mo.
I love that. Register to vote. I love it. Register to vote.
And don't only focus on the president, focus on the senators too. Every 2 years, we have to pay attention to that. Don't only think about the only 4. Think about the 2, the ones that actually make the laws. Okay, guys?
Yeah. So
may her soul rest in peace. Another intriguing thing that I saw this week as we talk about laws and stuff. And let me know if I have enough time. I saw a police officer who was manhandling a pregnant woman in Grenada. I don't have the full story. Thank you, Lydia James. She says I look awesome. Thank you. But I did see a police officer, and I thought to myself, here in the States, we have these huge conversation about Black Lives Matter and police brutality, but yet I was experiencing it in the Caribbean. So that one hit me a little bit differently. I know there's, these things in the Caribbean, but still it kind of irked me, because that's visibly, and I don't like to call a woman pregnant if I don't know if they're pregnant or not, but the media did say pregnant woman. So that one stuck me a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw it. 8 months pregnant. What did you guys think about that?
Disgusting. I was so pissed off at that. I was very much pissed off because I looked at the video and what led up to that. And I'm just like, okay, as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do on your end of the law, and this lady is just talking and she's not physically, causing harm to you, let her be. You understand me? And based on the video I saw, I don't know how everything played out or what's going on, because again, it's fresh, but it's just a horrible sight to see that you're going to handle a woman like that. Now, if her husband was to walk up on you doing that and exercise his rights to protect his family, now I wouldn't say a damn thing, because you should know better. You could hurt her.
Well, my take on this whole situation is that there was, and like I said, there's a lot that's unknown. So we can't really talk on it because we like to say things that are factual. But there was a situation, and she kind of tried to assist or kind of insert herself to give someone else a hand, and she knowingly put herself at risk. Because I'm telling you right now, if somebody were to roll up on the street and I see something going on, I would speak. Yes, I would probably tell them. I would probably try and camera it, but I'm not going to kind of interfere, because in this environment right here, interference with the police while they're trying to do an arrest or anything could end up in me losing my life. Okay.
And let's just tell the audience what they're looking at. That is Rain. I believe his name is Rain.
It's Rain. No, it's Rain Haywood.
Rain Haywood. And
Rain.
You have some information on, for the viewers that are not aware what started this. Victoria, I think you are familiar with what was going on here.
I don't want to quote, but like I said, I'm not going to put everything out there. I would rather Rain speak about this situation than me speak on it. But in general, with the whole video, I feel that it was unnecessary, especially the way that things were handled, the type of force, the pepper spray. He's been injured in the process as well. So for me, there's a lot of backstory to it, and obviously, hopefully he'll be able to speak and tell his story. But I mean, the whole situation is disheartening, and I'm just disgusted by the whole thing. It's just it's unnecessary.
It's horrible. You asking someone to cooperate that is standing still, that is not resisting, that is not fighting. That could have done clearly a whole lot of things to you while you're standing on that little slope. Because I thought about 10 things I could have done if that was me. But you're standing up and you're asking simple questions. I think he was asking very logical questions that could have just, gotten logical answers. Because again, I mean, there are things, there are protocols in place for handling a situation like that. My first thing that I saw is that you're putting him under arrest. You don't even have a vehicle to put him in, to bring him to the station. That's one.
I'm curious, Colleen, and I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to play devil's advocate. Should he have complied? Because one of the things we say here in this country, I say to my son, cooperate with the police.
Let me say something real quick.
A struggle when you see one, right?
No, but I watched the video, so I'm saying I'm playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Should he simply have put his hands behind him and go with the police?
All right, you know what? No, I mean, the thing about it is that, no. The thing about that, I'm tired of hearing people say, like, comply. Because I know a lot of people will have that, say, should the person comply? You see so many incidents in the U.S. where people has complied and still end up dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
so, and then you see situations where people have fought the police and they're still walking around. Right.
Slapping them, actually beating the crap out of them.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's just it's how can the police be able to be trained correctly in order to de-escalate a situation?
Pretty much, you're on point with that de-escalation. I think, and looking at it, right, Diani, in terms of if you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong, and there's a measure of compliance in terms of if he was doing something wrong. But I think he was asking basic, simple questions, and he was asking him please don't manhandle me. Don't rough me up.
Could that be seen as resisting arrest, though? Could it be seen as resisting arrest? And I know we're chatting over Landy's time. Landy, how are we on time?
Well,
if you get going, we'll never end this.
Exactly, right?
This is an important issue, and I think that we have Fresh. He's entered, and I think we need to bring him in. And I did tell him that he was one of the girls today. So we're going to pull him into these conversations.
I just want to say hi to Erica.
Okay. Bye, Fresh.
Hi, Fresh. Welcome back.
Hi, Fresh. Welcome back.
Okay. So I just want to mention we have a comment from Patricia Cornwall. She said, sorry, he had no right to do what he did, said policeman a few months ago. He kicked a Rastaman off his bike. I have a problem with, I'm sorry, I cannot call him a man. Pure animal. This
But
is from
Len,
Patricia.
I think we have
Right.
the hairs are split, and I would love to hear Fresh's opinion on this. Fresh, thanks for joining us. We're talking about in Grenada where the police officer manhandled Rain, and I don't have any inside information. I just
Right.
have the video, and then
The
there was a
video.
pregnant woman who was assisting, and she was also kind of roughed up by the police officer. So that's kind of what we're talking about today.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to see, or were you listening earlier to what we were talking about? Or is this all new to you, Fresh?
So this is all new to me. I'm just seeing that just cutting in and seeing what you're saying about the guy and seeing the lady that's pregnant, obviously.
Right.
What is the beginning of this? What happened that they got pulled over? What happened? Period.
Well, it's a story that is unfolding and we don't have all the details, but there was just short pieces of video that came out. So you can't really give too much, but I know a lot of people are very disgusted in the way that the woman was handled in the situation. And, you know, anybody else who wants to chime in and say what they think.
Hummelin, the people want to hear you.
They're wondering why you
Come on,
I have the same sentiments as you guys. I saw the video. I did not look at the entire video because I was very disgusted. Just to know, like, a pregnant woman, I have put myself in her situation, thinking if it was me, what I would have done. And I just feel like there were no consideration. I don't know the whole story. Maybe she could have been wrong in some instance. I don't know, but I'm just saying, just just have a little bit more integrity. And then the young man, his video, that one I watched to the fullest, and I just felt like it did not have to escalate into that situation. The young man was asking viable questions. He was, as you say, he was telling him, like, don't handle me like that. Like, give him some kind of dignity, like, talk to him like a man to a man. But he was, like, I think he was just, like, degraded in a kind of way, like,
Yeah.
that's how I saw it. It's like I was looking at to see, my son, being in that situation and how he would handle that. So these things are, like, really close to me, and I really get riled up.
Yeah. Fresh, you were about to say something?
What people fail to realize, what people fail to realize many times, that when you have a family, whether they're just trying to start one, whether they already have one that already exists, whatever the case is, when you have a family, when you have a woman that your sole priority is to protect who you're with, who you are, and you get pulled over in a situation like that, as much as you try to be very calm, and these police like to show that they like to flex their muscle. They love to flex their muscle. And one of the worst things as a man has to go through is to be embarrassed or be shoved and bullied by a man, period, in front of your woman. And then with all the emotions that they're going through right now, where she's pregnant at the time, you could only imagine, like, what's going through his head, her head. And women, especially when they're pregnant, of course, this is like a woman running show, and you guys went under that kind of,
Right. Well,
everything is escalated. Everything is escalated.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I just want to clarify.
I feel like
Go ahead, Fresh. Finish your point.
No, I just say no. Just finishing off. I just feel like as humans, we lack dignity. Like you just made that point. We lack that. We lack humanity and respect for others.
Right.
There's no conversation. There's no understanding. There's not one side trying to understand the next. It's just I'm bigger than where you at, and that's what it is.
Right. So one thing I just want to clarify.
That goes across the board with a lot of things.
Right. Absolutely. So I just wanted to clarify that that wasn't his woman, but what you said about the fact that a woman has a lot of emotional and hormonal things that are going on, and this young man being in that situation and her being all riled up, it could have turned out really bad. The good thing is it didn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good thing. And the other thing I want to say is I want to apologize to you, Fresh. I didn't get to do you justice by giving you the grand
Intro.
I didn't want to give you that, we want to praise you for coming on the show today. So before we take our commercial break, I just want to introduce you. This is Fresh Fitness, okay?
From Trinidad.
Oh, man.
I was waiting for it too. I said, okay, it could be balloons. Somebody shoot nothing.
Oh gosh.
I almost didn't even know I was in the show. I just do me what you want. It won't have a next time. George.
Look, he's showing it.
Right.
You know it's all love. It's all love.
Yes.
We want to do you right, Fresh.
Really?
So.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
we know how you let it out. Like you don't hold back on anything. So we trust your opinion on that one.
Exactly. We're ready for the topics.
Yes.
We're gonna be ready. But before we go, I just want to say that this Mr. Fresh and Fitness has over 100,000 IG followers. Yes. He is a fitness trainer. He is hilarious, and he's fresh, and he's a man.
See, now you're going in.
I know, Gordon.
Yes.
I'm sweetening you up. So listen, we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna take a commercial break, and then we're gonna switch topics and bring him into our world a bit more. Okay, so stay tuned. Come back to the top 5. Like and share. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane
Oh, we're back.
Oh, that was quick. We're back.
That was quick. We're back. All right. So, Diani, are we finished with this topic for now?
I don't think so because I like Fresh's point of view because I think as Black women, we always want to talk for the Black man.
Right.
So I love that Fresh is here because he has this unique point of view about how a man feels when he's been accosted by a police officer. And I think even in some of the comments, Peter Mitchell says, I see too much police videos on social media, Grenadian laughing at the police when they're being attacked. I have to say it's common in Jamaica. Jamaicans really don't listen to the police. Mm-hmm. They fight back, right? Yeah. But I love Fresh's point of view when he said, how does that man feel when he's being attacked? And I know we're talking about a video, so we're putting this out. See what I mean? And I never really thought about it that way, Fresh, that he probably does feel emasculated. And I know it's a video.
Absolutely.
We don't have all the facts. Mm-hmm. So this is not a legal commentary. Yeah. This is 5 women and 1 man talking about what we see. And we're just giving our opinion. Yeah. We're just giving our opinion. Yes. So Fresh, you're saying, when the police pulls you over, when the police is talking to you, there's a different level of feeling for a man as opposed to a woman. Because I can tell you, when I get pulled over by the police, I don't feel scared. Mm-hmm. I don't feel scared. However, my son might feel scared. So they might react differently. So Fresh, I love what you were saying about how men feel.
I'm frightened. I'm sorry.
I do.
I'm frightened.
People fail to realize, when you draw reference, and it's people, period. Because another man flex on you in front of a woman, that is already a no-no. You understand? So with that, and you have all these people that, especially with the cops, it's even more. It's a very low feeling that a man man will get her. And he has to try and uphold that. As a man,
Right.
with all those
Absolutely.
testosterone, everything, you know, people don't think of that, you know, but they try you. They definitely try you.
Yeah.
They definitely push
Right.
you.
And I think Fresh. You're from Brooklyn, right? And you know when a man is resisting police from when a man is not. And clearly, if you take a look at what this guy was doing, I think he was just asking basic questions. Because again, yes, Peter Mitchell, you're told to uphold the law, but the police is not above the law as well. And he has protocols in place as well. And you're dealing with people. You have to handle people with respect, right? Because I know, let's say, and let's all be devil's advocate. If a tourist was to come to Grenada and break the law, would you manhandle that tourist that way? Because then it's going to make the country look bad, right? So this man is not fighting you in resisting what you're asking him to do. He's simply asking you to not treat him a certain way. And I think you can respect that. If you don't give him anything else, you can respect the fact that he wants to be treated as a human being. Now, I'm terrified when I'm driving in Brooklyn and I see the blue and whites off the bat. I get antsy, and I didn't commit no crime. I'm not doing anything wrong, but that's just the feeling you get. Now, and it's not a good thing that you have to be scared of the police in a place like this. But just think about it. In Grenada, this beautiful island is nice and quiet. You know, the people are not, you know, crazier. I mean, come on, you have to be able to see the difference in someone resisting you and someone just asking to be treated humanely.
Yes. That's all he was asking. Yes.
I agree.
Yes. That's all he was asking, to be treated with respect and dignity. Yes. And I discussed that video with my son, and I was like, we as parents, moms, we say, oh, comply. And my older son is going to be like, Mom, comply. They kill us. We comply and they kill us. You don't know what is going to happen when she say, hopefully I don't want to be in that situation, but I cannot tell you what I will and will not do. Depends on how they start treating me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, let me tell you that women are being attacked. And let me tell you how this is going down. So this week it came out that in Atlanta, there's a ICE holding facility. ICE is an immigration. What does ICE stand for? Somebody help me out.
Immigrations and Customs Enforcement.
Right. So there's a center out there. This woman has filed a claim with the Department of Homeland Security that there's a bunch of women who are getting hysterectomies, whether they want them or not.
Yep.
Let me tell you, I love and I value my uterus all the way. And it's a travesty that people are taking them out of your body without you consenting. This is happening. This was out this week on Tuesday. So it's a really huge issue.
It's pretty common. I can tell you this is nothing new, Landy. It's just that now we have what we call the ideal victim that has made enough noise. It's very common for the detention centers when a woman goes in for her gynecological exam for the doctors to recommend all kinds of crazy treatment. And so this woman essentially talked to a friend and say, hey, it's like I went to Dr. Landy and he recommended a hysterectomy. And she said, but wait a minute, me too. And before you knew it, you saw that it was this practice of recommending this really extreme form of treatment to all these women that were in the ICE detention centers. And I'm telling you, it could be that they're practicing. It could be that the doctors are up to something. But there has been a lawsuit filed, and I'm actually going to keep watching to see how this shakes out.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's not another case of sterilizing that they used to do before. To women. So we have to be very careful and ask a lot of questions.
Yes.
Fresh, we want you to weigh in on this. What do you think about that?
Man, I don't trust these people one bit. For many years, they've been trying to, depopulate us. They, especially when you go way back where they were, I think, giving out what was that STD?
Syphilis.
Syphilis.
Yeah.
Was it syphilis? So so it's scary. I mean, me, I'm not much of a flu vaccine type person. Like I don't trust them. I really don't trust them at all. And I just feel like any which way they feel like they can, because they always say ignorance is bliss, and the more you don't know is the more they will just inform you of things that's not even what you need. Something which is lies, which is this, which is that. So I always try to tell people that's around me, whatever the case is, like inform yourself or educate yourself about things that you need to know, not just with foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Read a book.
Yes.
Follow different people that would educate you about what's happening and what they have been doing, or what they, what they're trying to do. So I'm saying now, a lot of people think a lot of this is conspiracy, but you have to have like a mind to believe and not believe. But at the same time, you have to listen.
Of course.
Absolutely.
So this way, at least when you see something, it's kind of like, that sounds like something they mentioned and they said would come. So I'm saying, so you could kind of now back up, as opposed to not listening at all, and this is new to you, so you brush it off. You understand? So I really, when I tell you, I don't trust them at all.
Right. Agreed. We have a comment here from Ace Levy. She said, "Where is this happening, Yolanda? Which hospitals?" So
that's
right
my
now,
husband.
So this is happening in Atlanta, and I don't know the exact county, but I know it's out there.
He wants to know
it's not a hospital. It's at an ICE detention facility. So it's not a hospital. It's at the ICE detention facility.
That's horrible still.
Yeah. The doctor's name, I want to call out the doctor's name. The doctor in question, his name is Mahendra Amin is the doctor's name. So we just want to put it out there. I would like to say that I have uterine fibroids. And the first time I discovered them, say like maybe 6 years ago, I went to my doctor, and the first thing that he suggested, well, you already have kids. Why don't you just have a hysterectomy? And I said, no. I said, I'm not ready to give up, because, your uterus is a part that controls a lot of your sex hormones and all that stuff. I wasn't ready to give it up, but it was really interesting that this was the first thing that he jumped to. And I needed to go I spoke to naturopathic doctors. I spoke to a bunch of different people. And some people are saying, well, why would he offer that to you? You're not, you're too young for them to offer this to you at this time. So that's that they do force Black women into these treatments. And if you're not paying attention, you'll get wrapped up real quick.
I mean, I think there's other options when it comes to that. I know my husband has more insight because that's what he does. So when it comes to fibroids, because I do have it too, but it's not as bad that I would even notice it. But I know they do have different options. And usually sometimes, depending on your physician, they're going to offer to you what they can do. Sometimes they're not going to give you those options that they aren't providing, right? So I know that they have fibroid embolization, which is not like just taking out your whole uterus. It's just stopping it from growing, so it just shrinks it to a smaller size. So I mean, I'm when it comes to, I don't know, I look at it a different way. I don't really think it's just specifically they're saying, oh, but we want to just take all Black women's uterus out. That's just how I feel. Like, I don't think it's that, but don't get me wrong, Black women do have higher case when it comes to fibroids, so I can understand why you would think that too.
Yeah.
So I personally think they do want to take our uterus. I don't have any fibroids. I went to the doctor with just like heavy menstrual cycle, and she recommended, oh, well, you finished having kids. Why don't you have a hysterectomy? He told me the same thing. I didn't have no fibroid. I just had. She like, you don't really need a period anyway.
Right.
And that's what I think you should just switch your position.
Fresh. This is what you signed up for when you agreed to come on a show with five women.
I'm always ready. I love to see women come together and talk about different things. So this is fine. This is
I love it. So Fresh, tell the for those of you who don't know who Fresh is, who is Fresh? Because I spent quite some time going through your Instagram. Tell who is Fresh? Tell our audience who Fresh is.
you know, even if I try to tell you, I don't even know who Fresh is. Like,
that's the honest answer.
But no, Fresh Fitness is an Instagram, well, a trainer, a comedian, an influencer, a brother, educator, a wise individual.
Yes.
You know, he doesn't take he doesn't take shit. I don't know if you could say that on here. You know,
yes,
he doesn't like, you know, it's kind of like, it's just Fresh Fitness it's like part of my personality. I feel like everybody have multiple personalities. They just don't think so. But I think everyone do, because it's just like they say, time and place for everything. There's certain personality traits that you would not show to other people. Whereas you know, you will let it out to your friends. You will let it out to your brother, your family, your mother. You know what I'm saying? Because even stuff like, you curse a lot when it comes to Instagram. Grown man as I am, I've never used the F word for her to hear in my life. Period.
Right.
Curse. But that comes to show you, it's just that I chose was to let that part of me out on Instagram, and then a lot of people follow, you know. But I do a lot. I love entrepreneurship. I love starting new business ventures and planting stuff in the soil and hoping to come back and reap the harvest, you know, when the time is right. You know, when everything is, you know, when it's bearing fruits. You know, from commercial cleaning company to starting my own mass section with Freaks Mass, shout out to Freaks Mass, to doing my own events and not waiting for someone to call my phone and say, hey, can we book you to host? I don't, you know, I might even be able to host because I'm hosting my own event, you know, so it's not limited at all. Like, it's a whole, it doesn't matter where it is. Once I'm passionate about what it is, I give it my 100, you know, because even like decor, I love interior decor, like, you know,
you do
and stuff like that. Big
oh my god,
certain things I want to start, certain things I want to get into, you know, but I'm sure you're gonna ask me that in a little bit.
So go ahead again. Go ahead, Yolanda.
No, Victoria has a question for you. Go ahead.
Okay, so Fresh, I wanted to ask you this question. So this been like the hot topic everywhere with Cardi B getting a divorce. Well, put in the divorce papers, so to say. Now a lot of people are saying, well, you know, I guess the WAP wasn't good enough, this and that. So I want to know, what are your thoughts with Cardi B in a relationship, and what would you give to the audience about relationship advice with that?
I feel, well, in Cardi B's situation, I feel the mistake there is two people that's in the limelight. It's very, I'm not saying that it can't work. I'm saying that it's 3-4 times harder than a regular relationship, or 3-4 times harder than Cardi B with a regular dude, because he's pretty much non-existent only in her life, and when she decides to put him on. But when they have their own, you know, like elevation of media, it's like it's too much, and it causes a whole bunch. Then you have to understand that when you're just a media person, period, your life is damn near not even yours anymore.
Absolutely.
It's not yours anymore. And sorry for seeing that my boy is sleeping in the back. But sorry, I apologize for. Let me apologize to everyone before, because it's like it's a very unfortunate what's happening right now. I really want
Fresh. Are you single?
Oh,
that was coming.
Fresh. Are you single or married?
Or are you in an entanglement?
Or you plead the fifth? You could plead the fifth.
Is it too late to plead the fifth? I feel like
Fresh. Exactly. Yeah, you know, single. Right.
You're single because you're not married.
Married. Yes. Yeah. That's a very good, safe answer.
That's a point.
That's a good. So, Fresh, I have a question for you. I don't
want to lose any followers now. Don't make me.
No, we don't want you to lose any followers either.
Follow them because he's single.
Yeah, we don't want you to lose your followers either.
Follow them because he's single.
Oh my gosh.
But,
so since we're on the topic,
I feel like, honestly.
Oh Jesus.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your point.
No, go ahead.
I'm listening. No, I was just gonna say, can we? I wish like when 2020 ends, can they end also entanglement, and these people need to grow up and stop saying that I'm in an entanglement,
Yes,
I'm in a situation. Stop calling what you are in a situation. You know what you're in. Explain
Yes.
in detail what you're in.
Exactly.
Stop saying, 'cause a lot of people use that to play games.
Own your
That's
stuff.
true.
A lot of people use that to play games.
Yes.
So I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm with someone. I want to leave. I'm trying to leave. Hey, leave. And when you're done leaving, come and talk to me when you're done. Yeah. So
Talk to me. Exactly.
Let's stop being
Exactly.
Exactly.
tell you
Exactly.
something.
That's the most honest
I
thing I
would
heard
not be
so
liked
far.
by many. I would not be liked by many, but I will be respected by most because I'm the type of person to tell you, hey, I have somebody whom is either you want it still or you don't. I cannot help you. There's no, don't make me happy. There's none of your
Right. Yeah,
It's
you
either
set it on the
still
table.
or keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You lay your cards out on the table. Some people scared to do that.
Or,
No, it's the truth.
and you know what's funny? You know what's funny? I've always practiced that from since I've known myself in this game that I used to be in. And I say this game I used to be in because I don't feel like I play anymore with women. I don't play. I tell you exactly what it is, and that's it. In everything, I feel like maturity is important. And I look at a lot of brothers who, are still doing what they're doing, and I cannot judge them because I was once there. By the end of the day, I still look at it like, when are you going to mature? When are you going to mature and see that, hey, how long am I going to do this for? How long am I going to lie? How long am I going to be this way for? So I'm saying, but to each his own. Everyone have their time to grow. Everyone have their time to make their decisions. I just have to sit back and watch and just say, okay, I made mine.
Right. Hermie?
All right. Yes, Fresh, I have a question for you. As a man, your point of view
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
Do you think women expect too much from a man too soon in the beginning of a relationship?
Yes, I think they do. And that we cannot say all women. We could definitely say
Right. Some women.
women. I can't even say most because I don't know the number, but definitely some women headed more to the most than the least, but I feel like it's society. Society is what's ruining a lot. Society is definitely ruining a lot for what women are starting to expect from men. I mean, back then, you used to get certain men that would I'm so glad I'm here to where I'm at, so I could actually talk to you guys how I want to.
Right. Okay. Take your time and transition. It's okay.
Yes. Yes, because very unfortunate. I want to apologize firstly to you guys because I had a very unfortunate situation where the car on the highway trying to head home here. Well, then I'm in Atlanta, just visiting. On the way to here, we had a flat tire, so when you saw all the up and down, I was actually in the truck trying to balance off and not, have you guys wondering what is going on with Fresh.
Okay.
Once I say I'm going to do something, I try to keep my word and do it no matter what as I can.
Yeah, we respect that 100%.
And
thank you.
Attention.
Yeah,
thank you, Fresh.
You have my full attention. I'm not would be looking left or right. I'll be looking right at you guys.
Right on.
Yes,
That's
Fresh.
what we want.
What was the question now?
Yes, Geraldine wants you to explain. What do you mean?
Right. So, I remember she said that women, wanting, more. And I feel like me, I'm the type of person, if I have, I will give. If I have, I would give. I don't like people to beg. I don't like that. It's a very bad trait. I hate it. But as a man, I love to provide. And with understanding. If you have, because does that even make sense? I want to ask you, women, all 5 of you, does this make sense? Let's say I have 50,000 in my savings in my account. I just met you. We just started dating. You have 50,000 in your savings in your account. So I must go out and keep burning out my savings. So I go down to 40. I go down to 30, and you remain with 50, or you keep going up.
That's not fair.
Does that make any
That's
sense?
not fair. No, that's not.
And especially in the time that we're in, where
that's not fair.
Every relationship relationship now, especially a new beginning relationship, has a life expectancy of about 6 to 12 months.
For the dating, you're saying for the dating?
Relationships have a life expectancy of 6 to 12 months. With the dating.
Before you break up. Before they break up. You mean before they break up?
These people.
Well, Fresh, I'm probably from a different generation then, so I don't know.
Yeah. I think we just lost him for a minute. I'm sure he'll be right back. But what I would be thinking is that he's saying maybe the lifetime of the relationship is going to be 12 months.
12 months, yeah.
The new ones.
The lifetime.
I actually agree, because I think with young people and dating, I don't know that a lot of young people are going into dating for, there's Fresh. They're not going in it for the long haul. It's more casual, I think.
Yeah.
So I agree with Fresh.
I don't agree. Only because I've never been in a really short relationship. Like, but thinking about, like even before I met my husband, and we're millennials. So I don't really see that. I mean, I guess it all depends on the person and their values. But I mean, like I think the shortest relationship I was in was probably about 3 years. And then, and then 5. And my husband, obviously now with my husband, I'm married. So it all depends on that person and how they value it. But I don't, I know a lot of people that's been in relationships.
And I'd want to agree with you, Victoria, but I can't, because the dating websites is $1 billion industry.
Well, that's why I met my husband.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is they would not be in business if dating wasn't this hot commodity. I researched, and they have like the top 10 dating websites, and now they've upgraded it to dating during a pandemic. They're even giving you tips on dating during a pandemic. So I think I tend to agree with Fresh.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the reason why I agree with him in a way 6 to 12 months, because I think girls, some women are going into relationship not knowing what they want. So if you do not know what you want, you cannot weed out what you do not like.
Yeah.
So you're winging it the whole time, and you're wasting 5, 6, 7 years of your youth winging it instead of writing down the things that you want and going after the thing that you want.
So let me ask you this, because dating in 2020 is a whole new ball game. People don't have time to waste. You have COVID to worry about. You have money to worry about. It's getting cold outside. People want somebody to snuggle up.
They want Netflix and chill.
I mean, when is a good time to get down to the meat? Fresh, I want you to answer that. If you're in a relationship, how quick should you take to get to the meat?
I think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. That's actually a good question.
If there's anybody out there who's listening who wants to give us their time frame or their take on how long you should take to get to the meat or get down in the meat, call us. Call us at 718-701. What's the rest of the phone number? I can't even remember the last 4. I'm sorry.
This is true.
Coming up along the screen. 701-5720.
So my husband just made a comment. He said, Ace Levy, he said, Fresh point is women should not be expecting men to come out of pocket from the get-go, and it gets you nowhere in 6 to 12 months. It's the truth. Yeah. I believe that. That's the truth.
But I think that's summarizing it. So I think, yes, men should come out of pocket, but I don't think the man's bank account should be running low because they're trying to impress. And I think if I were to go back, I've been out of the dating world for almost 20 years. But if I were to go back, I think I would go back with some little independence. Meaning if we're going on this day, and listen, when I dated in the 80s and 90s, I was not independent. If you invite me out of my house, you're paying. But I was young, right? I was in my 20s. I was early 20s. And if you taking me out, I might even bring a girlfriend along because we're going to eat good tonight.
No, you did.
I'm sorry. We did. We're going to eat good. We're going to eat good and be having dessert because that time we were
still have dessert.
But I think if they were to do it, if I were to do it now, I would do it a little bit differently. I would be a little bit more. I'd be more of a lady, according to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I'll be a little bit more independent. I would say, you know what? You got the meal the last time.
Yeah. Right.
Let me pick it up this time. Or you got the movie. Exactly. Last night, my husband and I went out and you know, like, all right, you pay for the movie, I'll pick up a drink. It becomes more natural because now we're more mature. Yeah. But 20 years ago, no, you pay for movie, drink, taxi cab to send me home, train ticket.
When you're married, though,
if you're looking for the long haul, you want to make sure that you guys can partner up and do things together, and not just one person doing all the heavy lifting. You want to know when I'm down and I can't do the heavy lifting, like, hey, you're going to step in, you know. And as he's saying, to his point, like, he likes to provide, he likes to give, but that doesn't say that, you know, he doesn't need someone to provide and give.
So none of you ladies ever got invited out by a guy and decide you're bringing your girlfriend and you're ordering a meal to go?
No, I never did that. No.
You're kidding me.
I think it's because I didn't have many girlfriends back in the day. That was wrong. I don't know.
Girl, I wasn't.
That just sounds so wrong. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
And that means when you bring a girlfriend, he ain't getting nothing, because guess what? I got it. My girlfriend's ready. My girlfriend's ready. Yeah.
That's the protection. That's the protection part.
Geraldine said she did that. So at least one other person did that.
Yeah. I think when you're dating people too, like when you want to know like who you're dealing with, you bring the girlfriend, like check him out, see if he's legit, you know?
Right.
You don't want to be alone. You don't want so dating now, you gotta go by yourself?
Yes.
I always went by myself.
Or just do it online.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. If you really, really like this guy, would you do that? Would you go out?
But remember, we're talking about dating. I don't know yet. Okay. I don't know yet, right? It's first date, maybe second date. Maybe if I start to dig, like I really dig this guy, then I'm a pull back. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. And remember, I'm talking about 15, maybe 25, 27 years ago. I'm doing it based on the age of my daughter, because I remember doing it with my son's dad. I was like, girl, he got money. He got a nice car. You coming?
Well, hey, you know what?
And we're not together, so maybe that's why.
I'm gonna roll off my chair.
What if the friend end up with a guy?
I would tell him. I would be like,
what?
That's scary. Like you go on the date and then she ends up walking.
Yes, I heard stories like I heard stories like that before. That the friend end up with a guy, or your cousin end up with a guy because you do. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Geraldine says they go to the most expensive restaurants. Okay. Yeah. Geraldine and Diani is doing it up.
I feel like when I was dating my husband, when he was back in med school, it was very simple and very simple dates. And we definitely like, you know, like if he got it, he got it. If I got it, I got it. You know, it was never like expected. Like I never expected him to do anything. You know what I mean? So like, I guess that has to be like a maturity, like a different level.
So Fresh, welcome back, Fresh.
Welcome back.
So Fresh, what you missed, I was just confessing that. So I think I'm one of the older women in this group, Fresh. So I said 27, 30. Thank you, darling. So I said 27, 30 years ago when I was in New York dating, and I dated in the Bronx. So some of those drug dealers were gully, meaning they were wrong. And I said, Fresh, when I would go on these dates, I would bring a girlfriend. You know, I bring a sidekick, and the women are all acting surprised because number one, they had money. So we're going to eat good tonight. We're going to go into Manhattan. He gonna pay for dinner, and we go, my sister is watching, and my sister remembers, because sometimes I say to my sister, come with me, because I needed a buffer.
Yeah.
And they said they've never done that. They said they've never done that.
Have somebody ever done that to you, Fresh?
So no, I don't allow them kind of thing. That's one. So there's a lot when you do something like that. There's a lot that you're risking. One, For some weird reason, when you bring along a friend, the person gets attracted to the friend.
You said that.
Tommy was on point with that one.
You said that. Colleen said that.
Tommy said that. Tommy said that.
Definitely. And then too, you see, trust me when I tell you, men are not stupid. They and when they see stuff like that, trust me, you see what happened is what females fail to understand is that when you go and you have a man who he knows he has money, or you may not know that he does not have money, or whatever the case is, and you're just accepting and accepting and accepting, you are setting yourself up for failure. Right. Now the only way you can win is because in your head you're not going to stay here for long, so you know that that's the only way you can win. If you're looking for something from this man other than just to be caught, you want to lose, because he mentally is already there, like this is just all what she's about. She wants to be taken out, she wants to be this, and all I want now is to have sex, and that's it. Because she's I'll never forget.
But you bring the friend along. You bring the friend along.
Yeah.
The friend.
Not for the sex.
Let me tell you something. I don't like that, bring a friend along. I mean, it's best you say, hey, you want to bring one of your friends because I'm going to bring my friend along. That is so
okay.
Right.
So it comes off.
So it becomes a double date.
As if I'm bringing my friend for a free eat and free meal, because what happens is the thing is you bring that friend along, the man come and say, listen, I only wanted to take you out. I'm not paying for your friend. All of a sudden, no, guess what you're going to do? Trash him. You're going to trash him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Don't.
And you could be missing out.
That's unfair. That's unfair for a woman to just forcingly put a man in that situation. We're not asking,
because he might only came out with $100, and $100.
So you're saying ask the fresh. You're saying ask the man, hey, I'm bringing my girlfriend along.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. So this is what you say, right? Any woman, any female, young female, you're listening. You don't feel that comfortable, and to go out with a man that you don't know like that. Just say, hey, I don't know you like that. I understand that we've been talking, we've been, on the phone, whatever the case is, and I would like to bring my friend along just so I could feel, a little more comfortable, a little more safe, if that's okay with you. Of course, any man who really wants to take you seriously will be like, I truly understand that, no problem. And you could let him know offhand, please, just me bringing her along does not mean that you have to pay for her food also. She's just come along just for my safety. No, hear what the man is going to do. He's going to pay for it regardless. If he's a true and a real man, he's going to make that time. Or, let her say no. I love for a woman to be like, it's okay. No, I'm going to take care of it. Because I will insist even more. Let me take care of it.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah. I like that.
You want to see the give, the take, the give, the take. And then, it's okay.
All right.
I'll never forget that. When I was younger,
I'll
give you a true story. When I was younger, not too long ago, like about a couple of days, but I met this young lady. We are friends to this day. We dated for like almost 2 years, and the New York dating is like, that's something totally different to what dating is. But we dated for like 2 years, and we were together for like 2 years. And I'll never forget when I met her. We went out, whatever the case is. I remember taking her to the motel for the first time because that was my roughing up grounds, my stumping grounds, whatever you want to call it grounds. And because it wasn't having your own apartment. It wasn't that those times did not exist yet. So that was way back in the days. And I remember I took her to the motel and I went in our room full she feathers. So I'm saying no problem.
All right.
The next time, we take in and I say to her, hey, let's go over there, whatever. And we got to the front.
Oh,
we just getting to the good, and it was just getting good.
I'm like, did she pay? Did she pay?
For those of you that are joining us, we're talking dating tips. Thank you for joining us and hanging in there. I hope Fresh makes it back. We have Fresh with us today.
I was listening, like, what?
I think he's back. He's
coming back.
Yes. He left us with
Otherwise, they're gonna have a lot of dishes to wash. You bring your friend.
He left
You better stay, do the dishes, sweep the restaurant or something.
I think dating has changed over the years from when I dated back, in the 80s and 90s. I think it really has changed.
Yeah, it does. It has.
I often say I probably would not know what to do if I were to go back into the dating pool. I'd need like a dating 101.
Dating 101.
Listen, Diani, trust me, I know what you're saying. When I got back in the dating pool, I was so lost. so lost. I had to like reinvent myself. I had to learn what the new men want, because now men don't just want sex and food. They want like a high valued woman who brings something to the table. So what are you bringing to the table? Are you bringing some skills? Are you bringing some humility? What are you bringing? Not just, so I was just in and out of the dating. Like, I don't know, until my cousin is the one who told me what to do.
Let's hear Fresh's story. I think Fresh is back. I would love to hear the end of that story.
You left us hanging on a cliff there. We want to hear that piece. What happened?
Sorry about that.
You frozen?
I don't know what's going on.
You gotta get back on the steps. You gotta get back on the steps.
Yeah.
He's a little bit fragmented right now, but we do want to talk about. Can we hear you now? Are you up? So we wanted to talk about, one of the things that we want to talk about is dating tips for 2020. So all of us are in relationships right now. So this is not really for us, but it could be for my sister or my friend. So one of the things that I have heard, I think this is a standard. And this person said, make sure you smell good and you look good. What do you think about that?
Yes.
That's a given, right? Take time, invest time. Put yourself together.
Invest in yourself, yes.
Right. Definitely.
Invest in yourself, yes. I agree.
Fresh, you had something to say?
Point to have him call in, because I think people are dying to hear what he has to say. So they want you to call in so they can hear you. I know Spice said, look, a well listening so I can do the right thing.
They want to hear the story.
Okay, so people are waiting to hear what you have to say.
No, let's see if he can get his volume or whatever is happening up with him. Can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. No,
I can hear you guys. I can hear you guys.
Oh, we can hear. Okay,
we can hear you. You can go ahead.
I know, but it's just I don't know what's going on. It's just leaving and coming back and leaving and coming back.
Oh, it's just in and out.
Yes. They want you to call in. Get him the number to call in, because he has a lot of fans out here dying to hear what he has to say.
I know. I'm getting a message from Master Control that calling in for him is not a good thing for right now. We need to try and get him back online.
Oh man.
So we'll patiently wait until he gets back to finish his story.
Yeah,
but in the meantime, aside from smelling and looking good, you need to be consistent, right? You need to be consistent. So you got to give out the energy that you're giving back. So if somebody says that they're going to call you and they don't call back, you don't call them either, because you're not going to be chasing anybody in 2020, because you got things.
I agree with that. I agree with that as well. I agree with that as well. Be consistent. Yes. Derek is very consistent, and that is what attracted me to him. Up to this day, 3.5 years later, he still does the same thing. And that was a big thing for me. You have to be consistent. Otherwise, once you start flip-flopping, I lose interest.
Yeah,
absolutely. Tip number 2, stop playing Bob the Builder. Anybody know about Bob the Builder?
Build a man. You build a man or a woman.
Okay.
You're not here to build no man. You want him already built.
Let's be gender neutral. Build a man or build a woman.
Either way, yeah. Either way.
You don't want to build a person, period. You want to meet somebody and hopefully they're where you want them to be, because you know what? Time is passing.
Yeah, I disagree. What if the person?
Go ahead, Diani.
What if the person has potential? So
what if They have to be willing to work to be better. I agree, Diani.
I say if I meet, hi Deborah, James, Robert, hi John Spencer, you meet somebody that have some potential. So you're a little bit older, he's a little bit younger, but he's in community college. And why not stay together? The both of you build a life. I would.
Yeah,
not at my age. Not at my age. Not
I
at
guess
my
it all
age.
depends on the age bracket.
Age is age. Not at my age. I'm not doing that at all. At all. At all. Nope.
I
know what?
mentality. Sometimes age could be very tricky because some people you're thinking should be mature, it's not. So I think
that one is not for me. I'm sorry. I'm out. Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
You know what?
I built a man already. He's making 6 figures. I ain't benefit from that. So nope.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I believe that in order for things to be on a more even keel, it's good if both people are educated at the same level and that you want the same things. I encourage my daughter when she's dating to pick somebody who's where she's at, because if you're picking someone who's not at your level, it's going to be hard to bring them up. You don't want to be struggling.
Yeah,
I feel like it's all different.
I disagree.
To be honest, I disagree with that.
I disagree. Because you know what? Let me tell you something. I've had girlfriends that have. One of my girlfriends married a I don't want to say carpenter, but I hope I'm getting it right. And let me tell you something. When I go to that house, I'm jealous as heck because he has upgraded that house a million. Listen, if I need I need that kind of work in my house, we have to hire somebody. So I don't like where you say, and I have a lot of professional girlfriends that are still single because they're so professional.
Exactly.
Everybody walking. I don't like that level. I really don't. I think
it's a personal choice, though. It's a personal choice.
What happened to Taraji in Think Like a Man? She met that person that was on the same caliber with her, and then that wasn't working, so she had to go back to that chef guy.
But I think it's to each his own. I mean, to each his own. I'm not saying if somebody wants to date, maybe her love language is service. So marrying a carpenter is a perfect example, perfect match for her. So it's all about, I believe in love language, so I'm marrying my love language.
Yeah, I believe in that. Go ahead, Victoria.
I think when it comes to, I disagree with the whole level because, to be honest, it's not about all what you do.
No.
That you think that you're going to be compatible. Sometimes your mindset can be equal. Sometimes that both of you have a goal and you want to both reach. I mean, let me put myself out there, right? My husband's a physician. I have my bachelor's. My husband's a physician. We have 2 different degrees. Do you get what I'm saying? But equally, our mindset is we have a goal. And we want to
and that's one goal. And
we're both family oriented. We both
values.
Exactly. And this is why we meet. I don't think that the material things on the outside is going to help us last.
I ain't marrying no lawyer.
Other people.
I ain't marrying no lawyer. He could be a judge. He put him in front of me. I don't want him. I would not, because I'm marrying a me. If I were, imagine the both of us arguing about who's right and who's wrong. So I think you marry and date values. When you meet somebody, you talk to them, you see, because for me, one of the things I looked at in my marriage was how my husband treated his wife and his sisters. Because I figured if he treat them that's good.
Mother? You mean his mother?
His mother.
I'm like Dion.
Like what? His wife?
How he treated his his mother, and his sisters. That was important to me. That was important to me. The other stuff, I don't care if you're an Indian chief or a lawyer or a doctor. I think for me the important thing was, are you going to make me laugh? Like, can we make each other laugh at the end of the day?
Sometimes it's the simple things in life that makes us happy.
Exactly. It's the truth.
All this titivation, as they call it, because some people come packing with the money, the house, everything, and they can't make you happy. And again, it's just like, you have to find people that bring out you and want to push you to be better. And it could be that carpenter. It could be that pool guy. It could be, it could, you find love in the oddest kinds of places, and you see the opposites that attract. And it's what you get from that person and what you can give to them that makes things work.
Listen, and I totally agree with that, because let me tell you, my husband cracked me up, okay? Every day. Cracks me up.
That's what's important. I just also think we need to differentiate who we're talking about. We're talking about dating men here and not boys, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
no, we're actually talking about dating. It could be the opposite sex or same sex. So we're talking about dating and relationships, not so much gender based.
Yeah,
And Lisa Carper said,
but I mean, about who is dating men, I'm just talking about we dating men, because there's a difference between dating a man and dating a boy.
Right. You mean in terms of maturity?
Yes.
When you're a mature woman or a mature man that's ready for what you're ready for.
Yes.
So Lisa Carper says we should run the hubby's credit. I should also have run my husband's
Oh my God,
going deep.
We have to give a shout out to Veronica, guys. She said we all look beautiful. Thank you,
Veronica.
Yes, and Lisa, laughing is the key to happiness. Yes, it is. And I think if you can find someone that makes you happy all the time and, brings out the best in you, hey, way to go. That's a great thing.
And I know we got to wrap up soon, but I have one last dating tip. Ask for a COVID antibody test and
get your thermometer.
I did my research and they said for the COVID antibody test and wear your mask on the first date.
And I have another tip.
Or go viral.
Make sure you check the meat.
Oh my God.
On the first date?
How do you do
Landy, I'm done with you.
No, I'm serious. Whenever you get to it, you must actually look at it, because you don't know what's looking in the dark. You need to check the meat.
Even though I agree.
Is there something like a peel test? Like you go kind of close. Like, how can you do that?
Yeah. Something.
I'm not trying to go to jail, like touching people. Like, hey, let me see. Like, can I touch you?
I just ask and I see. I want to see. Yeah.
What length of a span you guys are trying to look?
Oh my God! Spice says, "Well, testing the meat." Listen, we probably should, Yolanda. We probably should have, oh my gosh, what's his name from Down in the Meat? We should have had him here to
I know. Yes. I just want to tell you guys that Fresh said that he's sorry he can't come back right now because there's too much technical difficulties, but he'll join us. Okay, so for the audience who's out there,
to have him.
Yes, it was awesome to have him. He left us on a cliffhanger, and I really wanted to about what he wanted to say. So we're definitely going to have him back.
He needs to do a skit with the end.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Spice says, I will ask them to what I would ask them to touch me. Oh my God. Yolandi, you're causing problems here. She don't want no tickles. Lord have mercy.
Oh boy.
You see my comment here? Listen, you guys better have bail money for who's going around touching people's meats, okay?
No, well, it's not gonna be illegal though.
Yeah, I know. You ladies are too much.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So guys, we're getting towards the end, and I know we went a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's almost 6:30. This conversation has been live as always and funny, and the audience has been amazing. Thank you for joining us, everybody who's been here. Any closing thoughts on dating? Anybody else have a tip that they want to share?
Yes, me. Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, my tip is know what you want. And I'm talking to mature women who is ready to be in a serious relationship. Know what you want and write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
If you don't write it down, it don't exist.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yes. I believe in lists. It's good to know exactly what you want, because when you say what you want, a lot of times the universe, God, whatever you believe in,
conspires.
And it conspires and it comes together and kaboom, you get what you want. So writing a list and checking it twice is a good thing.
And don't go with too much expectations, you know. Don't go with too much expectations. I think give people an opportunity to show you things gradually, and you take note. I think what we miss sometimes is that we go with the expectations, we expect it when we expect it, and we don't give the people time to kind of like be.
That's so true. You know? That's so true, Colleen. So it's very, very true.
People time to be, you know, like they're figuring you out, you're figuring them out, not because you know exactly what you want, and sometimes you think you do, that they should be able to read your mind and know as well. So
exactly,
give people
I only have one tip.
Nestor knows.
I would say stay true to yourself and be honest.
Yes.
Be honest. Yes.
I would say don't take your friend on the date, and if you do, wait, let me channel my RGB. Don't take your friend on the date, but if you do, ask the guy or ask the opposite person that's taking you on the date, that you're bringing somebody along, and if it's okay, and that you'll pay.
Yes.
Yes.
And don't touch people on the first date. That could lead to a whole lot of stuff.
I think there was listen, we had a comment from somebody called John Strokes. He said you could touch my meat anytime.
Oh Lord Jesus. You see what I'm saying, Landy? You see that?
Landy is a troublemaker.
I love Victor. Victor was like, wait a minute.
Victoria, yes, when you go into the shop, you know, you write your list. Put meat on the top of the list.
Lord,
you guys are bad.
We bad or them bad? We behaving ourselves.
Right? I know. This on. They're the ones egging this on. You know, touch my.
I have a halo on my head, so I don't know about y'all.
Victoria,
I have this. Is that like the devil's horns?
Oh my gosh.
I love this. I can live for this all day. You know, you see when my cheeks start hurting because
get it? I see that. I know.
So let's thank our audiences, and I know we want to stay here all night, but I think
guys, thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
All right,
guys, thank you.
Yes, like and share for next Sunday. We'll be right here laughing it up.
Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. Woo! And we'll see you back. We'll see everybody back next week.
Yes. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Paul. Bye, Deborah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Spice.
A little budget to take us out.
All right.
Thank you, Keisha.
Yes, my friend. On the street again.
Yes, Bonjour.
My friend.
Yes,
again.
Look at Landy.
Look at her.
So they had to turn me loose.
Do it, Landy. Do it.